Your limiting beliefs are the only things standing between you and everything you want. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your educational background, not your lack of money, time, or resources. Your beliefs. That's the only thing blocking you. And today I'm showing you exactly how to identify them, break them, and rewrite them so that you can finally step into the life you deserve. Because as businesswoman, it is important for you to break these limiting beliefs because without it, you would suffer stunted growth. You would suffer, your business will not grow. Okay. And as much as you're qualified, you have a lot inside you, you wouldn't be able to harness the money, the quality you can get and that you can even give if you do not change disbeliefs. So here it is. You have dreams, you have big dreams, but something keeps stopping you, right, from actually going for them. You want to do a lot of things, you want to make a lot of money. And sometimes you even have the clients, but something is stopping you or hindering you from actually going the extra mile, from actually getting that thing you want. And it's not external, like I said before, it is internal. It's the voice in your head saying, I'm not good enough, people like me don't succeed, or why should I charge this much? If I charge this, it's too much. Maybe it'll be a scam. I don't have what it takes, or maybe it's too late, or would people actually even pay me for this thing I'm doing? Do people think what I'm doing, giving them, is valuable? Or maybe you think that maybe you always mess things up. These are limiting beliefs. Also, thinking that you cannot achieve that much, thinking that the people who have achieved it are scams, is crazy. And this thing is ruining not only your business, but your entire life. But today we're taking back control, right? And we're identifying those beliefs, we're calling them out, and we are rewriting them. So grab your journal, all right? This is not a passive watch. This is work. But it's work that changes everything. I can assure you that. All right. So let's do this. So first, what are limiting beliefs? And I wrote here, limiting beliefs are stories you tell yourself about who you are, right? What you're capable of and what's possible for you. So you're telling yourself that this is who I am. This is what I can do, right? And this is what is possible. If I create a product, this is how much it's possible for me to sell it because this is what people can see. And here's the kicker. Most of them are not even true because as humans, we're limitless. Take, for example, people who work out, right? They start as people like you and I. But as they continue to do it, they continue to see, and you see that they build their muscles still is super huge, right? As humans, we're limitless. And when we limit ourselves with all these stories, it's us discounting ourselves. And so for the most part, most of them are not true, right? They're just thoughts that you've been thinking, that you feel they're true. Maybe they're experiences that you've lived. And so you feel that this is true for me. This is the long and short of it. And examples are for something about money. Some people think that they're bad with money. Some people think that they never make more than some amount of money. Some people think that rich people are greedy or rich people are diabolical, right? Some people say money doesn't grow on trees. Of course, literally, money doesn't grow on trees. But, the mindset that comes with it is like, you cannot afford something because you cannot access the amount of money to afford it. And some people think that maybe they would never be financially free. They have to work for the rest of their lives and all of that. And about success, people are thinking, I'm not smart enough. Who am I to teach people this thing? Maybe I should learn more. Maybe I should get the master's degree. Maybe I should get the PhD. Maybe I should get this. Maybe I should get that. Success is for other people. Oh my God, some people have been called. God has chosen some people to attain this success. Maybe I don't have what it takes. And about yourself, you're thinking that maybe you're not confident. You're thinking that you're not good enough, right? You're thinking that you're probably too old or too young. Who's going to listen to you? Sometimes you're thinking, and this one I used to tell myself for the longest part, that I'm not a leader. I'm not the kind of person who wants to lead. I just let people lead and I'm going to follow them, right? And you tell yourself all these stories. These beliefs create a ceiling on your life. They limit what you think is possible. And I've realized that I saw that with myself before I changed everything. And if you believe something is not possible, you won't even try. Therefore, you will not get the results. Do you understand? And that's how limiting beliefs keep you stuck as a businesswoman, as a Christian woman, as a woman. Do you understand? But here's the good news. Beliefs are just thoughts, right? And thoughts can be changed. According to the Bible, it says, casting down every imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Christ. All these beliefs, they exalt themselves against the knowledge of Christ, because the knowledge of Christ is knowing that you're limitless. And if all these beliefs are against that knowledge, you have to cast them down. All right. So step one, you have to identify that limiting belief, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If you don't acknowledge that you have this limiting belief, it's going to be hard. And here's how to find them. Complete the sentences in your journal. Grab your journal and finish these sentences, okay? With the first thing that comes to your mind. I can't blank because, feel it. So I can't do this because, right? I'm not the type of person who, write it there. Number 3, money is dash. Success is dash. People like me don't blank, fill in the gap. I never. Okay, whatever comes up, those are your limiting beliefs. Whatever you've written at the end of it, those are your limiting beliefs. If there's anything negative there, those are your limiting beliefs. All right. Exercise 2. Now look at those results. Your life, it shows what you believe. Your life, everything within you makes such that it proves you correct. So whatever you are thinking in your heart, your body, your circumstances, it proves you right. Do you understand? So look at your bank account, look at your relationships, look at your business, look at your career, look at your joy, look at your spiritual life. Where are you stuck? And where are you not seeing the results you want? Now look at those limiting beliefs and tell me, do they correspond? Can you see that those limiting beliefs are the results that you can see in your life? All those, your bank accounts, your relationship, they are a result of those beliefs that you've believed to be true. If you're broke, you have limiting beliefs about money, right? If you're single, you have limiting beliefs about relationships. If your business is not growing, you have limiting beliefs about success. Do you understand? Your results will not lie. Exercise 3, listen to yourself talk. That's the third way to find out. Pay attention to what you say to yourself. All right. When you think about starting a business, what's the first thing that comes up? What's the first thing you think about? Would you say, I can never do that? Or maybe people don't want to buy from me, or I'm not smart enough for that. Limiting belief. Or that works for other people, not me. Also a limiting belief. If you think that there's something that works for other people that doesn't work for you, that is also a limiting belief. And I want you to write them down. Don't judge them. Don't try to fix them just yet. Okay. Just get them out on paper and look at them by yourself. You can see these are the ones that have been limiting me. These are my enemies, right? The ones that make you uncomfortable the most, those are the big ones. Those are the ones that have power over you. And by the end of this exercise, you should have a list of limiting beliefs, right? Now, we're going to break them. All right. I hope you did that exercise. If you didn't and you're watching this video all the way through first, I want you to go back and do that exercise so that you can break this limiting belief. All right. Step 2, challenge your limiting belief. All right. Challenge those beliefs. Most limiting beliefs fall apart the second you question them. The very second you question the limiting belief, they fall apart. And here's how. Question 1, is this actually true? That is what you're going to ask yourself. So take your limiting belief and ask, is this 100% true? For example, if you say, I'm not the kind of person people listen to, you want to ask yourself, is this 100% true? Is it true that actually nobody on the surface of the earth listens to you? right? If you say I'm bad with money, is that true? Is that really true? Or have you just made some mistakes with money in the past? Because that may be you mistaking both of them, right? If you've made mistakes with money in the past, it does not make you bad with money. Do you understand? Have you, is it true that you've never made a good financial decision? Is it true that you've never spent your money on something and you say, yes, I made a good purchase? If that has ever happened to you, then you're not bad with money. All right? I'm sure you've made some good decisions, which means that the belief I'm bad with money is not 100% true. Do you understand that? All right. The question number two that you're going to ask yourself: where did this belief come from? Did your parents say this? Did you hear your teacher say this? Did you hear your parents, the people that surround you growing up? Did you hear them saying it all the time? Did you fail at something once and decide that that is the truth forever? Did you experience it maybe one too many times and you now believe that, oh my God, this is it for me? Do you understand? Have you experienced? I always tell people that before I finally found the business that is thriving right now, I had failed in almost 10 businesses. I wouldn't even lie to you. But would I now say I'm not a good businesswoman? No. Have you failed one too many times and then you're thinking that that is who you are, right? Because most limiting beliefs come from things people said to us as kids, okay? Trauma, one or two failures we've experienced. Do you understand? Comparing ourselves to others, which is the most common, especially with we women. And then societal conditioning. The society also conditions your thinking, also conditions your beliefs. Do you understand? So when you realize where these beliefs came from, you realize that it's not your truth. It's not something you innately created yourself. Circumstances, people, situations around you created it. It's someone else's truth that you adopted. All right. And then question number 3, what's the cost of this belief? What is this belief costing you right now? That's what I want to know. You know, if you believe that you're not a leader, what opportunities have you not pursued? What applications have you not written? If you believe that you're bad with money, how much money have you not made because of that? Do you understand? What is it costing you? If you believe that success isn't for people like you and God has chosen certain people to be successful, what dreams have you not chased? You can see that it's costing you a lot. So I want you to get honest with yourself about the cost. Because when you see how much that belief is costing you, you'll be motivated to change it. All right. Question number 4. What evidence do I have that this isn't true? There's always an evidence to tell you that it's not true. So find an evidence that contradicts that limiting belief. For example, if you say, okay, I'm bad with money, you can say, actually, I paid off $5,000 in debt last year. Actually, I paid my rent last year. Actually, I just paid my bills, right? Actually, I just paid my school fees. I did create a budget and I stuck to it in 3 months. You know, I did make a good investment once, right? So you're looking for evidence to show you that it is not true. If you think you're not confident, you say, actually, I gave a presentation at work last month and it was good. Right? Actually, I stood in front of a congregation in church and nothing bad happened. It went well. I stood up for myself in a conversation, even if the conversation is with friends, right? I tried something new, even though I was scared to do it, right? You're giving yourself reasons. You're giving yourself evidence that that limiting belief you believe about yourself is not true. There's always an evidence that your limiting belief is not true. So you find it, write it down. When you challenge your beliefs like this, they start to lose power over you. All right. Step 3, rewrite your beliefs. Now we're going to rewrite that beliefs. And this is where the magic happens. Okay. You're going to take each limiting belief and create a new empowering belief. All right. To replace it. And here's how: the formula: old belief, new belief. You're going to write that down in your journal. Okay. But the new belief, it has to be believable. You can't go from I'm broke to, yeah, I'm a millionaire overnight. Your brain, your nervous system won't accept it. Okay. So present tense is what you're going to use. Not I will be, but I am. All right. So you have to use the I am. All right, just like God. Okay, and another thing is it has to be empowering. So your new belief has to be believable. Like I said, it has to be in present tense. I am calling the things that are not as though they are. All right, and then number three is it has to be empowering. It has to make you feel capable and motivated. All right, so examples. For the money beliefs, if you say I'm bad with money, you can say I'm learning to manage money wisely and I'm getting better every day. All right. If you think rich people are greedy, you can say wealthy people create value and I can be wealthy while being generous and kind. All right. If you think that maybe you're never going to be financially free, you say I'm building financial freedom one decision at a time. I hope you're tracking what I'm trying to say, right? If you think that success is for other people, you say success is available to me and I'm worthy of it. If you think you're not confident, you say I'm building confidence through action and experience. Okay? If you think you're too old, you say my age and experience are advantages that help me succeed. So I want you to rewrite those beliefs and take each limiting belief you identified earlier and rewrite them in your journal. Now, don't rush this, okay? So I want you to pause the video, right? And I want you to really feel into what belief would empower you. Okay, I want you to feel the feelings, all right? What would you need to believe in order to take action? That is what you write. In order to succeed, in order to become the person you want to be, that's your new belief. Write all of those things down. And that is your new truth. That is what is true for you. Okay? Now, install your new beliefs. You're going to install the new beliefs. It's a new software. All right? So you have your new beliefs. You've written them down, but that's not enough. You've been thinking these old beliefs for years. All right, maybe decades, all your life. You can't just write a new belief once and expect it to stick. You have to install it. All right, and here's how. Method one, daily affirmations. Oh, very underestimated. Every morning, read your new beliefs out loud. I want you to write it in a card and place it beside your bed every morning. And even before you go to bed, read it out loud to yourself. Don't just read them. I want you to feel them. If you say, I am becoming this, I want you to feel it. Say it like you mean it. Do you understand? And do this for at least 21 days. That's how long it takes to start forming a new neural pathway in the brain, right? So do it. The method two, evidence journal. Every day, write down evidence that supports your new belief. And this is it. For example, if your new belief is I'm capable of building a successful business, the evidence you're going to write, maybe today I reached out to 3 potential clients, or I posted valuable content today, or I learned something new about marketing today, right? The more evidence you collect, the more your brain starts to believe the new belief. That is method 2. Method 3, act as if. Right? Now, this one is huge. Start acting like someone who already has that new belief. Right? Start acting as though you're already that person. If your new belief is I am confident, how would a confident person act? How would a confident person show up? They would speak up in meetings. They would post on social media without overthinking it, right? They would ask for what they want. Start doing these things even if you don't feel confident yet. Just do it. Do it scared. Do it afraid. Okay? Action creates belief, not the other way around. Method 4, catch and correct. And I do this when I was struggling with negative thinking. I used to think negative thoughts a lot. And one thing I do is whenever I think that negative thought, immediately I catch it, I replace it with a positive. Immediately I catch it, I immediately replace it with a positive. Because the thing is, old beliefs will try to creep back in, and this is normal. But when you catch yourself thinking the old belief, I want you to stop, right? Say, no, that's not true anymore. Tell yourself that that's not true anymore. The truth is, and then you speak the new belief to yourself. You catch it, you correct it, and you repeat. Method 5, surround yourself with new belief support, like things like your podcast, read books, follow people that embody your new beliefs, right? If your belief is success, read books about people who have succeeded in, places where you want to succeed and all of that. Now, let me tell you something that's going to blow your mind, right? Every successful person you admire, they don't have different circumstances than you. They have different beliefs. All right. They have different beliefs. They believe they are worthy of success. They believe they deserve it. They believe they're capable of figuring out things. And that's when you see people, they tell you, I am that person, right? They believe that failure is just feedback. And that's what I told you. I'd failed in almost 10 businesses. They believe they can learn anything they need to learn. There is nothing you cannot learn. I want you to know that. And they believe that success is always available to them. That's it. That is the difference. Okay? You can have those same beliefs. You're not limited by your past, your circumstances, or your current reality. You're only limited by what you believe is possible. So rewrite those beliefs, install new ones, and watch your entire life and business transform. Okay? Literally. Because when you change your beliefs, you change your thoughts. And when you change your thoughts, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your results. It all starts with a belief. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.